is only war.
What is up, Gens? 40k Dirtbags here. This is a Battle Report GT video. Shadow Legion going 6-0 at the Battle of All-Timers event last weekend, run by JC Watts. Really good event. If you guys are on the East Coast, this is one of the biggest, best Shark Tank events to go to. They raised so much money this year. War Games Live was there, which was great. Trevi was there with Tactical Tortoise. They were streaming, so it was a really, really cool event. A lot of great people, and literally is the best of the best in the Northeast in the United States. There was 156 players there, and if you guys, you got 6 games in, it was super awesome. But with our list, we're going to be going over everything you guys need to know about the Shadow Legion. We went 6-0. We placed second place at this GT. The first place winner was Zach Point with his Space Marines, the Gilman, all the tanks, all the crazy shit. So we're going to go over a 6-part video. The first 4 are going to be the battle reports, picture by picture, turn by turn. And then we're going to go over the stream games that we had on War Games Live and Trevi's stream on Tactical Tortoise. So by the time you guys are clicking on this video, you guys will know which video we're at in the series. If you guys are on Patreon, all these get supported or uploaded first on patreon.com because of the supporting that we have over there at the Dirtbag Nation. So thank you for clicking on the video. If you guys are interested in the Shadow Legion or coaching of all, Grey Knights, Chaos Space Marine, Death Guard, we have coaches for everybody. But head over there, support the channel. We got a bunch of merch up on the store. If you guys want to go head over there, check that out. They're awesome swag. We'll head over our sponsors. We'll get into the list. And then depending on what video you guys are watching at that point, we'll get over picture by picture, turn by turn on what we did good, how to get better at the game with Shadow Legion, and what you guys need to know. It was awesome event. Awesome event. All right, guys, if you want to support the channel, head over to the merch store. The description below has the link. All these shirts are up for sale. These legit red, white, and blue shirts look fire at a GT. They're super comfortable, super non-shrinkage. It's just a really, really nice shirt. Spent a lot of time picking out the right shirt. All these designs are up for sale. All the stickers as well. And if you guys need some models, we got the Cypher, which is legit. We got the Tech Marine with Grey Knight bits. We have the Phobos Librarian, the Phobos Captain, the Calidus Assassin should be in every list, and old school Codiez. We have the widgets, 6-inch, 3-inch, 1-inch, 2-inch, half-inch. We have our objective markers, which are great for sticky objectives, any marking for oath, anything like that, and all of the stickers. So hit me up on Discord, DM, that's how you get a hold of these, and the merch tab below for the shirts. Now back to the video. All right, guys, so we placed second out of 156 players. We went 6-0. We were one of 3 players to go 6-0. Tyler, our boy, see him at all these Northeast GTs. He actually got the golden ticket because the first 2 players already had a golden ticket to Worlds this year. We were placing top 16. I believe that's how we got our ticket. I don't know how Zach got his first ticket. And then Tyler, placing 6-0, got his first golden ticket. So congrats, Tyler. We're going to go over the list, and then we'll get into the first battle reports for the 6-0 win. All right, guys, so here we go. This was my 3rd, 4th game going into this GT, so I kind of honed in on the list with playing Keevil at the last live battle report. If you guys want to check that out, it's on the channel. But I kind of picked this because it had a lot of secondary play. It did have the big, beat sticks like Be'lakor and the Bloodthirster, but it had a lot of maneuverability. It was really quick and had the option to do secondaries anywhere on the table. Uppy Downy is no joke in 10th edition. I know 11th edition hopefully is coming up soon, but all of the new missions are going to be coming up in the new packet any day now. So we're leading off with Be'lakor. Be'lakor is just insane with his new upgrades, and this detachment just escalates him even more. He gets to pass a Dark Pack for free, so all of his weapons have either lethal, sustain, and then his sweep has, I think it's sustain, and then you get lethal as well, or his flamer. Like he's nuts. He gets 20 wounds now, toughness 11, 3 up, 4 up. And he's got Dev on his overhead sweep, or overhead smash. Insane. So Be'lakor, I use him mainly for defensive play. You'll see that in my couple games, but in my live stream game from the two people that we played at the end, you'll see I was very defensive with Be'lakor most of the tournament. So you'll see kind of my play style and how I'm playing this detachment. But we're going to go over kind of like the benefits of this list before we get into the games. Bloodthirster, I hope this isn't getting nerfed, but Fate of Darkness on a Bloodthirster is just dumb. If you don't have a way to track it down or tie him up in combat, he's just going to murder you the whole game. I messed him up on game 5, which luckily we won, or game 6, but I definitely should have deep struck him if you're going into a shooting army. But him with the Fate of Darkness being able to go back into reserves after killing something is just, it's really, 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 really good. This is my first time I used a Bloodthirster, honestly. I bought mostly these models, or 3D printed most of these models for this tournament. Never played demons before. I played against them a bunch, knew them pretty well, but never actually played them. So it was pretty cool to see that we were still able to go with this new really cool detachment. Exalted Flamer, this gives assault on all the flamers that we have, and it's got a really good weapon, so being able to kill custodians, terminators, strength 9 on his 18-inch shot bullet gun, 18 inches, strength 9, AP 3, ignore cover 3 damage. That's kind of baller. If he hits a unit on a 4+, you do -2 speed, -2 move, and -2 charges. Never came up. Doesn't really matter. Mainly you're doing it for the long range shot for maybe turn 1 or turn 3, but he's there to kind of give assault and just be another character in the really tough unit to kill for the flamers. 4 up invuln, 6 wounds on this guy. Really, really good monster. So then we have Nurglings. They're just good battle line unit. This is actually one of the units that helped me win the last game. Plague Bearers, this is a new addition, so this was put in at the very end last game I played before this GT, and just having another unit that is really tanky in this detachment. The Nurglings and Plague Bearers have -1 to wound if they're above the toughness, so anything at strength 6 or more is going to be -1 to wound the Plague Bearer, so they're either going to be wounded on 5s or 4s most of the time, unless they're shooting at you like strength 10+ weapon, which most of the time doesn't really happen. And their battle line, so they can come back. So being in shadows, being able to do a battle shock test, they get leadership 6 and then leadership 5 in shadows is crazy. And then if they pass it, they get to bring D3 models back. So having 2 OPSEC, being able to bring models back, and tanky, tough to kill, they're a really, really good addition. They're 110 points and they have sticky. So I use them as another unit to be picked up with my Lord, to do actions, make stuff sticky, and just kind of be annoying. Yeah, 2 OPSEC on a point with all of those guys is really good. So then we have the 6-man squad of Flamers. He's with obviously the Exalted Flamer. Just 6d6 Flamer shots. Really good for Overwatch, really good because they can fall back and shoot, really good because they can advance and shoot, and they're 4 up invuln save. They're always -1 to hit in this detachment, so anything with Tzeentch, and you can bring them back. So you can heal a Flamer and then bring one back, which helps with either threat ranges, stealing an objective, or just blocking out most of the army. So this is I really love the Flamers in this detachment. They're AP1, ignore cover, but they're only strength 4. So most of the time you're going to be winning shit on 4s or 5s. But they kill chaff. Like, I haven't played Eldar yet, but I think them in an Eldar is going to be really, really good. Then we have 2 Fleshhounds. I think 2 Fleshhounds is good. 3 is overkill unless you're bringing the Khorne character that buffs the Khorne models. I forget what it's called. The really big base one. Awesome dude. But I think 2 is good. 1 is like standard. Like, you need 1 Fleshhound. I think 2 gave me the flexibility of using them to go out and do something, because turn 1 they're really good at. Turn 1 secondaries, being able to do containment 12 inches away, cleanse, aerial denial, locust, like all these different secondaries that you need to do turn 1, they get you there. And if you go second and they put something on the point, you can kind of advance and charge and get to another point on the other side to either contest or kill something. They're really, really quick. Speed 12, advance and charge, and 1 Flamer in the squad definitely helps out. Their psychic defense didn't really come up at all. But yeah, uppy downy. They're basically 5 of them can go up every single turn and then block out your entire backfield, because if you put them sideways 2 inches apart, they're going to block out almost 30 inches in your backfield. So they're really good at just blocking out if you want to use your cultists for something else. So that's what I use them mainly for. Seekers, I used Seekers when Seekers. I basically made Seekers be really good in Chaos Space Marines. So running them, and then they had the Demonet tax with them, so that kind of made them a little bit not really worth to bring Chaos Space Marines. So then you had to drop them for something else. So I was running Seekers before you had to bring Demonets. Then when you brought Demonets, you could bring Seekers, but you paying that 100-point tax. Sometimes it's actually worth it. In my game against the Orcs, 100% was worth it. It was probably the best unit in that game specifically because of what they do. They scout 9, they move 14. They were really good at getting Locust in your opponent's deployment zone turn 1, blocking out or doing a cleanse. Like, they're really good at doing secondaries. If you go second, you just kind of scout backwards. So you'd be very defensive with them every single turn. Or turn 1, I'm sorry. And then turn 2, 3, 4, wherever you need them, they just go and they die. Like, that's their goal, is just do something and then die. But that's why we have them in the list. Super quick. Oh, and the benefit of this detachment is they don't get overwatched. So Slaanesh cannot be overwatched. So Seekers, that they used to basically run forward and die with Overwatch, now they just run forward and you can't be Overwatched with them. They also have Fight First now, which is cool. Yeah, so a lot of buffs to the Seekers in this detachment. Then we have one AC/DC brick. Now, I was known for like the AC/DC Chaos Space Marine player. We did try 3 when this list first came out. Then we switched to 2. Then we switched to 1 because we realized AC/DC doesn't do anything in this attachment. They're mainly there to just soak up wounds and be annoying. That literally is all they're doing in this detachment. They're not going to kill really anything. No tanks. They're not killing anything. They're only AP1. No rerolls whatsoever unless you get Bellicor in range or reroll 1s. So honestly, guys, they're in this attachment just to soak up wounds and just kind of like sit on a point mainly. But we do bring the Dark Commune with the Leaping Shadows because Scout 9 AC/DC is still a thing. Having Scout 6 and then being able to move 2 inches extra with Chaos Call was kind of insane. Now moving 9 inches on a scout and then still being able to advance and charge tier 1, you catch a lot of people off guard, and it makes them start further back in their deployment zone because they're afraid of that turn 1 charges, which is kind of their whole stick, right? Then with the Terminator Lord, a lot of people aren't running the Terminator Lord, but the Terminator Lord was a suggestion from one of our Dirtbags. I was like, actually, that's a pretty good idea because he does the free strat every single turn on himself, and then he picks another demon unit that can go up into reserves and then come back down next turn. You can do it turn 1. So he started on the table kind of like in the corner, so that way if he could just step out of the deployment zone just to do a containment if you go first, and then if you go second, you just pick him up and then put the Plague Bearers down or the Flamers down somewhere, and then they're doing actions. So the Terminator Lord is there specifically for actions. He's like a mini Stern if you play Grey Knights. Having the damage, 2 up, 4 up, T5, 6 wounds, and it just has a Chain Fist for shits and giggles. 2 cultist unit, 1 is good, 2 I think is better, just being able to screen even more in your backfield. And if you play a melee army like Orcs or World Eaters, you can start them kind of forward and blocking out your army, so that way if you go first, you run them forward. If you go second, they're there to kind of screen, and then the other one is sticking your home field objective. So we have a lot of screens you can tell in this list. That's kind of how we play this list all weekend. Then we have the 2 units of Havocs. Now, if you know me, I hate Havocs. Like, Havocs are not my favorite unit. I had to basically put together kind of like custom last cannons and 10 Havocs before this weekend, paint them a day before, and then we ran them for the first time ever because I don't run Havocs. I hate them. So we ran them, and they were there, right? They were there. They were shooting. They were doing their best. They got the participation trophies all weekend. I don't think they really killed anything. They killed some like Custodes models, like random big wound models, but that's really about it. They were there to threaten the opponent's tanks. That's kind of the same thing as the AC/DC. They're there to shoot 48 inches away, not be shot at because of Bellicor, and people can't start all the tanks on the line because of the Havocs. So the ability to be able to be deep struck, because Chaos Space Marine gain deep strike in this detachment, you can just start them off the board and then turn 2, come back down, all 8 of them, and then just go try and blow up a tank, or start 1 on the table for the threat range and then start 1 off the table so that way they can come in turn 2. So they're there to scare your opponent. Don't rely on them. They're just there, like I said, but they're cool to like just have some extra firepower in the backfield. So that's a list. I really enjoyed it. I don't think there's anything I would really change about this list. If you guys are going to run this detachment, this is a good starting point. What I love about this detachment is there's so many different lists of this detachment. You can literally run anything you want in this and it could all be good. This one is my play style. This one is the one I used to be annoying and kind of block out as much as I possibly can and still have that oomph to fight. My play style is going for secondaries, like trying to do turn 1, turn 2, turn 3 secondaries to beat my opponent and win on primary. That is really my game plan. That is my way I play. So this list pertains to that specifically. So let's get into the first battle report, game 1 of, or game 1 through 6, depending on what video you're watching, of this 6-0 battle for Shadow Detachment Demons. All right, so we get there on Friday night, and we got a bunch of, we got Voodoo Ranger right now, but we got a bunch of, I was staying with a couple of Dirtbags, a couple dumpster fire guys, and I'm the first one there. So what do? I go to a bar. I'm wearing my "Have you finished your movement phase" shirt because let's go Grey Knights. And we're just thinking, like, what the hell are we gonna do with this GT? I'm reading all my rules, just sitting in the bar, having a beer by myself. And I'm like, what the? This is my mindset going into the GT. I'm like, all right, if I go 5-1, I'll be happy. If I go 4-2, there's like some tweaks I can make about the list. But I'm just going through the list. This is what I usually do every single GT is I go through just the first day of missions. So I go through the first day. I'm like, all right, mission 1, mission 2, mission 3. Mission 1 mainly because if you can focus just on one mission at a time, you're not going to go mission 4, 5, and 6 because you're not on that day yet. You're only on day 1. So when you start the GT, you're like, all right, what do I have mission 1? What do I really focus on? And where am I going to like kind of deploy? What the terrain is going to be like? It's all that stuff. So like focus one game at a time. Read your strats again. Read your battle sheets because there might be something you might have missed or forgot, like Seekers having like reroll advanced and charges, stuff like that. So I'm reading all this right before the game. But yeah, that was my first like thing I posted on Patreon. Like, all right, boys, we're first beer of the GT. But this was the GT, guys. It was really cool. This was 156 players, a bunch of people you might see here. This TJ is super excited to play first day. We got the Art of War guys. So it was just this is our opponent. The last day, so like ton of people. It was super cool as JC starting it off. But yeah, it was great event, super huge school, so there's plenty of room for everybody to have their own stuff. They actually provide their own dice trays per table. They have clocks per table. They marker them all. Like, it was a really well run event. I would highly suggest going next year if you can. Even if you have to fly in, it's a really good event, worth it to fly in to play here. So I'm actually going to try and sponsor it next year and give a donation for them. A lot bigger just for the Dirtbag Nation because there's a bunch of sponsors up front here. So I definitely want to kind of like help out as much as we can. We'll probably get a bunch of donations from the Dirtbag Nation to try and give up next year. So let's get into the first report. Now, if you guys have followed my channel for a while now, we won Nova last year. One of the players we played at Nova, which is another Eastern big GT, there's 9 rounds. It was my first GT. No, it was my second GT I won last year to win the golden ticket, but it was a 9-round event. It was my first super major besides LSO. I think it was 250. This was like 400 people maybe. We played this guy at Nova, so I was like, holy shit, dude, what's up, man? So we saw each other again. Now, the thing about our game is we only made it to round 2. This was one of like the games that I talked about on my channel where like, if you don't run clock, you have to try and make sure you get to round 5 as much as you possibly can. We only made it to round 2. So this was kind of insane or small world, but I get to play him again. This game, we made it full round 5 because we played clock. But awesome color scheme, super chill dude, just a good opponent. And this is the second time we played Crusher Stampede. The first time was against him last year. So his list for the Nids is he's got the dude now can't come down within 3 inches anymore, so it's 6 now. So we were kind of more prepared for this guy. He came in our backfield last year. He's got the Hive Tyrant with the Assault and I think it's Sustain shots, 6-inch aura. He's got the Raveners, which I think have Deep Strike. He's got 2 of the, I didn't know how good these guys were in combat, but 2 of the really shit ton of attacks in combat. He's got Lictors for Infiltrate. He's got 2 of the Brain Bugs that are -1 to hit always. 2 of the big Penis Guns, and then 2 of the big Turvagons, which have like the blanking of a save, toughness 12. 2 of the Pyrivores. One of them has the Spore Mines, the other one has the Flamer. Or they might be the same model, but they look freaking awesome. Like, this paint scheme is amazing. And a unit of Hormagaunts in the back there. I think they just have built-in advance and charge as well. So our first game is Terraform. So Terraform, this is the deployment. Let me try and zoom in for you guys. So with Terraform, everybody knows that if you go first, it's good. Like, if you can terraform 1 to 2 turn 1 pretty easily, and then kind of like go after him on turn 2, that is going to be the goal. So with us, we actually happen to go first in this game, and for Terraform, if you walk up and do an action on the objective, and then you survive that while also controlling it on your opponent at the end of your opponent's turn, that thing is terraformed, and you get points for the rest of the game no matter what. Even if you don't control it next turns, you still get at least 2 points. So for this, the goal is kind of like move up, terraform the one that you're going to be fighting, or most of your army is going to be on the game. Kind of keep fighting and try and terraform the center, and then the second one, you're going to try and stop him from terraforming on the bottom here. So for us, we have a scout unit, so our big ass ACDC is perfect for this mission. And I was testing, this is the first game, 4th game with Shadow Host. So I'm practicing the Bloodthirster on the table. So this is the second game with this list. So second game with the Bloodthirster, I think, ever. The other ones I was trying was like ACDC and the horse guys, the blood crushers. So for our deployments, pretty standard. We go straight across, diagonal. We put our Nurglings up front there so they can help out with our scout, so they don't deny our scout moving up in this little triangle, because layout 1 is still really, really busted. He does the same thing here. He doesn't have I don't think any scouts. It's just infiltrators. And for us, we want to get all these guys in this little triangle right here. So the Bloodthirster is going to run up, get in that triangle, stop any shooting. Be'lakor is going to scooch up and stop any shooting outside 18 inches. The ACDC is going to scout forward, trying to push him back, because he is afraid of the ACDC from last year. So when you've seen ACDC on the table and how quick they are, you kind of get worried that they're going to get 2 turn 1, which in this list they can, Scout 9. And then we have our Hounds 12 inches away from here in case they have to do an action. The Plague Bearers, if they walk out of the terrain or deployment zone, they can do an action for Containment. So Containment you want to set up for turn 1, Cleanse you want to set for turn 1, Area Deny you want to set for turn 1, and Locust you want to set up for turn 1. Then we have our Seekers here, which if I go first, I'm going to try and scout forward and then just try and block his army in his deployment zone. That's going to be the goal with them. And these guys, same thing here. We're starting 12 inches away from this deployment zone, from this objective, so that way I can move up 12, do an action, or just kind of like advance and charge, or get out of my deployment zone, do an action. So all of that we're setting up for turn 1. We start 1 unit of Havocs on the table, again for that threat, and then I believe we have another unit in Deep Strike. We have our Terminator Lord in the back there. He could be up there to help out with Containment, because you can do 2 containments in 1 corner in this deployment. Flamers right there so they can run forward, and that's about it. Him, just everything on the line. All the big bugs is kind of hard to maneuver, but he's been playing it for a while now. So for us, we have turn 1. This is the end of movement, turn 1. We actually get Established Locust and Secure No Man's Land. So really, really good turn 1 secondary draw, because when our Seekers scout, they start here. They scout 9, and then they're able to go 14 inches. So they're going basically all the way across the table to try and get there, doing Establish. If they can get in deployment zone or in the center, that's going to be the goal. And then for these guys, again, they're going to move up 9. Now I don't need them to charge turn 1. I just need them to start doing the terraform. So they're terraforming there. These guys are terraforming here. We secure 2 in no man's land, so this is a good start to the battle. And then everything else is kind of moving up. I stayed 18 plus wherever their movement is outside of their guns. So how you measure that is you measure 18 because that's his ore, and then if they're speed 8, you want to be 26 inches away, so that way you can't be shot. 26.1 inches away, so you can't be shot turn 1. Is it 30, 36? 20, it's 18 plus 8. That's 26 inches away. So if you're 26 inches away measuring from Bellicor to the closest gun, then you can't be shot because of math. So you want to make sure that you're saying this out loud so you and your opponent agree, hey, I'm 26 point whatever inches away, so that way you can't shoot me turn 1. If they're like, well, I have assault, well, then you have to do other measurements. But they should be telling you that, obviously, when you're moving your guy. But I just stay outside of shooting of all that. So that was pretty simple turn 1. We kept our Havocs behind the cover. We blocked out with our Cultists back here, and then the Plague Bearers blocked out back here. They're moving up just so that way turn 2 they can move up on the objective and do another action. And then the Bloodthirst obviously waiting to pounce. So his turn 1 starts committing everything. So he moves up his big guy down the center to kill the Seekers. The Lictor moved out to kill the Seekers. The Flamer guy moved out. He actually had Maliceptor, Big Bug. Maliceptor, Big Bugs. Big Gun. I don't think anything died this turn. Yeah, nothing really died this turn. I don't think anything blew up either. So he's starting to get like chip damage all around here. He moves up and starts to do the terraform over here. So when he moved up into the terraform, he had Assassinate and Establish Locust turn 1. He got rid of Assassinate to keep no prisoners. So he was able to kill one thing on turn 1. What did he kill on turn 1? Obviously the Seekers, because they're not here anymore. So the Seekers got obliterated turn 1, so we got no prisoners. He established Locust in the center. And then yeah, that was it. Our turn 2, we get Marked for Death and no prisoners. So Marked for Death is such a hard one, especially on turn 2, because he's got so many options to put that on. But our Bloodthirster committed, so our Bloodthirster did his advance. These guys just moved up. They didn't want to commit yet, so I'm kind of using them again more defensively. So they're just staying 1 inch away from the wall. We put this guy on the center to start doing the action, because if I can control it and just be annoying and get 2 terraforms, that's going to be the goal. I probably should have put more on the objective, but I didn't want to get super tied down. I want to get that charge off with their +1 hit, +1 wound. So we moved up our hounds. Our Flamers came out, shot this Lictor. The Bellicor stayed where he was. The Havocs came out to get some shots off. He made all of his 4-up saves, and then the Bloodthirst charged in, didn't kill him. And this is where this comes into play. So the Bloodthirster failed to kill him in melee, and I think he had like 4 or 5 wounds left. So with his mortal wounds, his extra mortal wounds at the end of the fight phase actually helped him or kill him. So at the end of that turn, he was able to get picked up and not die to all of his guns. So that helped out a lot. The Bloodthirster's mortal wounds at the end helped me kill the Maliceptor in the center. So that was him living with all those 4-up saves over there. It might have been on like 1 wound that he lived. And then he blew up and did a bunch of wounds to everybody around. Okay, so then our turn 2, we contained up here. All these guys, again, are still being super defensive. He did his once per game ability to make everybody battle shocked or do leadership -1, and then they get battle shocked. These guys are battle shocked, but they already kind of did their job. So these guys made this sticky. You can see here, I was talking about this in the beginning of the list, is these guys basically block out most of the table. So 9 inches to the corner right there, spread out 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, 2 inches, and they can basically spread out to here. So all from here all the way down there is all blocked out. These cultists can now scooch up a little bit to block out more this way. Having a unit of cultists in deep strike helps out with secondaries as well, because they don't have to just walk in. I happen to put these guys in this position with a deep strike, not reserve, but they came on the These dudes got picked up and brought back down from the Terminator Lord. They wanted to kill the other Lictor that was on this point, doing the action. The Havocs moved up to get line of sight onto, I believe they were trying to shoot, I think it was this Tervagon, and then realizing that he could just blank a failed save. It's toughness 12, so it just wasn't really worth shooting those guys. You're better off shooting all of the melee dudes and the Maliceptors, which is probably, I think, what they shot. I think the Maliceptor that was here died with the last cannons. And then this guy peeked his head out to try and be within 18 inches of Bellicor, but he couldn't get there. So, what happened before was this guy came down last turn. So see this guy back here? This guy and the Termagants or Hormagaunts were back here. What I did was he was able to come down, rapid ingress, and then he was able to advance up through this little building and then charge this way. And when he made his charge this way, he was able to get within 1 inch of the Hormagaunts and then within 1 inch of the Flamer. So the Bloodthirster actually came down and one-shotted both of these guys. So he put the sweep attacks into all of the Hormagaunts to kill the Hormagaunts, and then the guy who had 4 wounds left over there, he piled into him. At the end of the fight phase, he did 4 mortal wounds with his 4-up mortal wound damage and killed that guy as well. Once he killed his 2, he just hopped back out into reserves. So I was able to take him off his home point with 1 model, with his base size being so oval. He was able to tie up 2 units and sweep both of them. So that play wasn't in there. It was just kind of nuts. So after that turn, he's now starting to commit everything. So he commits both of the big guys into the center, and I think he basically one-shotted Bellicor. So Bellicor, of course, dies my first game using him. But he came down, killed Bellicor, didn't blow up. He's controlling the point. He's controlling the point here. So now, since I'm in combat, I have to fall back. Oh, no, I don't think I'm in combat, so I'm able to charge. Yeah, so this turn, they do their advance and charge. They get +1 to hit, +1 to wound. This turn, it's time to now start killing the small stuff and do as much damage as I can to these 2 guys in the center. So if I can kill his Hive Tyrant this turn, that's doing all the buffs to his army with the free CP strat, which is insane. The advance and shooting, and then the sustain or something. If I can kill these 2 guys off the board, tie up the point, do as much damage to these guys with the last cannons as I can, that's going to be the goal the rest of the game. We're up on primary and secondary, so now it's time to just hold down our primary with these 2 objectives and just tie up the center. The Bloodthirster's doing the Bloodthirster things. He's coming down, rapid ingress down here to move up and just steal his home field objective again, or come this way and clear off the center. The Bloodthirster was so freaking good in this game. It was nuts. Flamers got charged by this dude, fucking names of this game. This big bug that comes up from the ground. So he came in, didn't kill them all, left 1 guy on 2 wounds with the character, so I'm able to spend a CP, bring a guy back, and leave combat. So that's what they did. They basically left combat. I got overwatched. He killed the last 2 flamers, but actually I was able to get onto the point. I used my cultists that were here to move up and charge to try and steal the point from him. So if I can get more on the point and just tie him, that's the goal with the cultists. The ACDC moved up, charged, killed the Hive Tyrant, did 2 wounds to this guy, and took this guy down to 9 and this guy down to 4. So with all the last cannons, this guy's now on 4, this guy's on 9. This guy, I think, dies this turn with chucking grenades as well. The Hounds move up. They're just kind of chilling up here. The Plague Bearers and the Lord came up here to do actions. But him getting picked up and a demon unit every single turn helps out with CP management. He moved up, killed the Tervagon pretty easily, and kind of stayed this turn. The reason he stayed was because I wanted to keep that for a primary, as well as he couldn't be shot. So when he made his charge, he's off the objective. This guy can't go this way over here because he doesn't have the assault anymore, so he can't move up and get line of sight. These guys can't get line of sight, so he's pretty safe right here, and he still moves 12 in advance and charge. So if I need to move him up, I can advance him up this way and then charge potentially there or there. So at this point, we're basically winning on primary and secondaries. We're going into turn 5 here. So we take out the rest of the 2 guys in the center here. These guys getting advance in charge with Lance, and +1 AP is pretty good in this attachment. 2x2 Havocs are still alive. Cultist getting off the point is still alive. 1 Flamer character still alive. And he still has Big Gun Guy, Come Out of Ground Guy, Flamer Guy, and Big Penis Gun Guy. And then our Lord gets on the point. Plague Bears get on the point. And that was basically it. This is the final board state. This is the final score. So after end of game 1, we finished up 99 to 76. Our primary was 49 out of 50 for Terraform, and then he had 36 out of 50 for Terraform. He had a good turn 2 because he was able to control the center, and I wasn't able to get him off the center. That's when he started putting all of his big bugs on the center, and I think that's where he killed Be'lakor. And then all of his secondaries, he had 30 out of 40 for secondaries. For us, we had 40 out of 40 for secondaries, so we're winning on secondaries. We had 9, 5, 8, 10, and 9, so pretty good secondary score. And then we only missed it by 1 for the primary. So what we really noticed was the Bloodthirster going into this game was kind of nuts. So we're going to use them basically the same way the rest of the tournament is just come down, rapid ingress every single turn, make his charge. Now, when you want to charge, you want to almost guarantee that you're going to kill something, because anything that has a 4 invuln save is very swingy. So you want to do wounds to them as before you charge into them. If there are units that have invuln saves, you want to make sure you can sweep the entire unit. You don't want to go into a 20-man unit. You probably won't kill them. Any like 5 or 10-man units, you want to make sure that you whittle them down like maybe 3 or 4 guys and then charge in with your sweeps. Any invuln saves, you want to take that into account. So make sure that you have your numbers right with your Bloodthirster, because once he stays on the table, he usually dies. Like everybody's going to be aiming for him if he's still on the table next turn. So every turn, move up, charge in, do the mortals, get out of the fray. The mortals like the last ditch effort. You don't want to rely on the mortals to kill something. And the ACDC brick, they did their job just by being annoying, blocking up the center, and just kind of doing Terraform turn 1. Be'lakor kind of soaked up some shots, got him to commit 2 of the heavy beasts, and didn't really get shot in return because all of his guys stayed back pretty far. And the hounds did their job. Nurglings were just there. Plague Bearers made it sticky, and then the Lord, I think, helped out a lot. The Flamers, it's all big bugs, so they kind of shot the little bugs as much as they could. And the Havocs, I think, actually did something in this game. So they did as much as they possibly could to the 4 invuln bugs, and a couple damage went through to the Maleceptors. So pretty good game. Appreciate it. We actually made it to round 5 this game. So yeah, awesome dude. Good game. Way to start a 6-0 tournament. 99-76. So let me know in the comments below what you liked about this. Game 2 is against Dark Eldar. So Dark Eldar Jakari will be game 2. I don't have a lot of Jakari practice, so this was a scary game to go into. So stay tuned for that. But guys, I appreciate it. Good luck. Let me know in the comments below what you liked, didn't like, how we can improve, and we'll see you in the next battle report soon. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40k. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over at the Dirtbag Nation to have unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get. If you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setups that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons, you guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. We really want to get a bigger studio going. That is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.